Hello, business owner. You might see yourself as just someone who loves to bake, casually selling cupcakes to neighbors or wedding cakes to friends. But the moment you exchange a single muffin for money, you have entered a high-risk legal arena where one allergic reaction or one dissatisfied bride can threaten your entire family's financial security. In this video, I am going to walk you through the 10 questions every home baker must ask themselves right now. And you need to stick around for question number 10, because that is the single most critical question that defines whether a simple kitchen mistake destroys your personal savings or just remains a minor business bump. I've also placed a link in the description to the formation service I recommend most for bakers, specifically because they simplify the articles of organization process that often trips people up, allowing you to get back to the kitchen faster. Question number 1. Do I really need an LLC if I am just baking from my home kitchen? There is a dangerous belief in the baking community that you only need a legal structure once you open a brick-and-mortar storefront. This is false. If you accept payment for food, you are a business entity. Without an LLC, you are operating as a sole proprietorship. This means there is zero legal separation between the money you use to buy flour and the money you use to pay your mortgage. An LLC validates you. It tells your customers and suppliers that you are a professional establishment, not just a hobbyist taking a risk. Question number 2. Doesn't my state's cottage food law protect me? This is the most common confusion I see. Cottage food laws give you permission to bake specific items in a home kitchen without a commercial facility inspection. They do not give you protection from liability. Following cottage food laws keeps the health department off your back, but it does absolutely nothing to stop a lawsuit if a customer claims they got sick. You need the LLC to handle the liability, while the cottage food law handles the permission. They are two different shields, and you need both. Question number 3. What happens if a customer has an allergic reaction? This is the nightmare scenario for every food business. Even if you label everything correctly, cross-contamination can happen, or a customer might ignore a warning. If you are operating as a sole proprietorship and someone sues you for medical bills due to a peanut allergy or food poisoning, they're suing you personally. They can come after your personal bank accounts, your car, and your home. An LLC creates a barrier. It ensures that if a lawsuit happens, it stops at the business assets and cannot touch your personal life. Question number 4. Can a customer sue me over a ruined event, like a wedding? In the baking industry, emotions run high. If you're making a wedding cake and something goes wrong, delivery fails, the structure collapses, or the frosting melts, an angry couple can sue you not just for the cost of the cake, but for emotional distress or damages to their event. Without an LLC, you are personally on the hook for those damages. With an LLC, the business is the responsible party, limiting your personal exposure to these high-stress, high-liability situations. Question number 5. Am I risking my personal assets by mixing ingredients? I mean this financially. If you are buying butter and sugar with your personal debit card and depositing cake money into your personal checking account, you are piercing the corporate veil. This tells the courts that you and the business are the same person. You need an LLC to force you to open a business bank account. This separation is your best defense. It proves to the world that the bakery is its own entity, keeping your personal grocery budget safe from your business liabilities. Question number 6. Is forming an LLC too expensive for a small baking business? Many bakers operate on thin margins and worry about the cost. But compare the state filing fee to the cost of a single lawsuit or even a refund on a large custom order. The cost of forming an LLC is often less than the price of one tiered wedding cake. It is a one-time setup cost that provides permanent sleep-at-night insurance. You cannot afford not to have it. Question number 7. Is the paperwork too complicated for someone who just wants to bake? You are an artist in the kitchen, not a lawyer, so the forms look scary. But the reality is that forming an LLC is largely about name and address verification. You do not need a law degree to do this. The service I linked below turns what looks like a government exam into a simple questionnaire. I am going to pause the questions right there. I know legal formation sounds dry and difficult, but I want to show you exactly how fast this really is. I recorded a quick walkthrough using the service I mentioned in the description to show you that you can secure your business name before your oven even preheats. Watch this. Select the LLC option for business type and state. In my case, it's Texas. Choose the options that best suit your business. Add your contact information. You can add the data of a partner or co-owner. Add your business name. Add your business information and click Continue. Then, add your business location. Choose the options that best suit your business. Finally, add your payment information and click Continue. Congratulations, you now have an LLC. That really is all it takes. Now that you've seen the how and you have that link in the description to get started, let's get back to the why, because these next points are about growing your bakery into a brand. Question number 8. How does an LLC help me get wholesale accounts? If you want to buy high-quality ingredients, packaging, or equipment at wholesale prices, many vendors will require a tax ID or EIN. When you form an LLC, getting that EIN is part of the process. This opens doors to vendor accounts that are closed to the general public, lowering your costs per cupcake and increasing your profit margins. It also makes you look professional when approaching coffee shops or local markets to carry your goods. Question number 9. Can I write off my kitchen expenses? When you have an LLC, you formalize your ability to deduct business expenses. We are talking about ingredients, packaging, stand mixers, specialized pans, and even a portion of your utilities if you're using your home kitchen exclusively for the business. While you can do some of this as a sole proprietor, an LLC makes your accounting cleaner and defends your deductions better because you have a clear separation of finances. It turns your expenses into tax savings. Question number 6. Is forming an LLC too expensive for a small baking business? This is the hard truth. You bake because you love it, and you sell because people love what you make. But the food industry is litigious. All it takes is one accusation of foodborne illness, whether it was actually your fault or not, to trigger a legal battle. If you don't have an LLC, that battle is fought with your family's savings. If you do have an LLC, it is fought with the business's assets. This structure isn't just paperwork, it is the boundary that allows you to bake with joy rather than fear. If you want to keep sharing your talent with the world without looking over your shoulder, you need to lock this down. The risk of waiting one more day is simply not worth it. Go to the description, click the link I've provided, and start the process today. It takes minutes to protect your passion. My verdict is simple. If you're feeding the public, you need public liability protection. Do not let a legal oversight turn your sweet business into a bitter situation. If you found value in this video, please subscribe, like, and drop a comment below. Until the next video.